Hi friends, today we're going to be looking at another prefix sort. So go ahead and find your prefix headers to get you started. We're going to be taking a look at these two prefixes, pre and fore, having kind of before sort of meanings, and then post and after are both kind of after. So go ahead and label each of your headers with the general meaning of them. Pre meaning before, fore being before, post being after, and then after being after. So go ahead and take a moment to get your headers set up. You can pause right here and then go ahead and sort your words. Okay, friends. So by now I hope that you've sorted your words and we can start to really take a look at what these word parts mean and how we can use them to determine the meaning of unknown words in our reading as well. A couple of spelling tricks with these you'll want to pay attention to. So let's take a look at the word prepare. Right? So we've got the prefix right here, pre, and we can kind of chop off that prefix. Prepare means to, get it ready before, right? To foretell something. Again, pay attention to that whole word part, right? Even if this base word started with a vowel, we would never drop that E. We keep that whole word part. The for, to foretell something is to tell about it before, right? Postpone. So we've got to do it a little bit later, right? It's after. Again, we want to take a look at how we can chop off that prefix to take a look at that base word right there. Sometimes it's just a root. And then we take a look at the word afternoon. Go ahead and chop off that prefix right there so we can take a look at that whole base word noon. And again, afternoon is literally afternoon. Some other things to take a look at here as we're looking at just spelling. Take a look at the word post-test. Right? This is just like misspell or misstep in our last sort. Go ahead and chop off that prefix right there so you can really take a look at how even though test started with a T, we still needed that test from post-test. So that same thing would work with all of these. Again, this one here, we've got foreman. It's a post prefix chop. We keep that whole prefix part there. So just take a moment right now and chop off all of your prefixes so you can take a look at the base word or root that it's affixed to. Okay, go ahead and pause right here if you're still chopping off your prefixes. You can unpause when you're ready. So friends, by now I hope you've chopped off all of your prefixes so you can really take a look at some of these words a little bit more closely. Let's take a look at the word prefix right here in particular. So prefix is literally fixed before the base word, right? You might take a look at the word preposition and notice the way that the sound changes a little between prefix and preposition. Spelling is still the same, and a preposition comes before kind of that direction word or before the position when we think under the covers or over the hill. So it's just an accent change, but the spelling is still the same. When we take a look at post-season versus pre-season, we think about we are currently in football post-season, right? It's after the regular season, which is a direct contrast or an antonym of pre-season, the part that they're kind of just getting ready and getting prepared for the season, right? So before the season, after the season. You can take a look at forward and afterward. You know, the first time I read through this, I was thinking this was forward, like I'm moving forward. But then I take a look here, and this is word, like this is a word, right? It's not ward, like is in motion right here. So this forward is actually the kind of the introduction part of a book, right? Sometimes when you open it up and it gives a little bit of a blurb on what you're to expect before you read. So that forward is very similar then to the afterword. Oftentimes an author sort of gives a little bit of a conclusion kind of after the story, some takeaways, and that's the afterword. So this isn't afterward like what we were thinking of, like afterwards, but it's afterword right there, kind of a conclusion to a book. So again, these are direct antonyms, opposites right there. Take a look at the word preface right here. Again, it's spelled the same way as prefix would be, or prehistoric, but it's got a bit of an accent change. Preface means literally kind of to speak before. So a lot of these words can, you know, are literal pre-season, before the season, but sometimes we just have to think about what that prefix means, and it has just a general understanding. To predict is not dict before, right? But you do make a prediction before you do something. So again, friends, make sure that your words are all sorted in columns, and you might make a couple of different notes when we think of post-test right here, right? We don't want to drop that other T. You might even make a little star on that one. And any other words that you think you might have a little bit of difficulty remembering things like that double T. Again, make sure that you write your words in columns in your word sort notebook, and thanks for watching.